As the topic we're going to be discussing is atoms, molecules, and ion. And I want to believe that we already have a background knowledge of this topic. I know this is an SS1 topic. So long way we've passed through SS1, we should have a knowledge, at least if they ask you what is an atom, you should be able to tell us that an atom is the smallest indivisible particle of an element which can take part in chemical reaction. Okay, that is just the simple definition. An atom is the smallest indivisible particle of an element which can take part in chemical reaction. All right. Then we talk about molecule. Molecule also, what makes molecule? You have atoms. All right. Atoms makes up molecules. And then we have ions. Ions are atoms or group of atoms with either positive or negative charge. Ions are atoms or group of atoms that are either positive or negatively charged. So when an atom acquires a charge, that's when you call it an ion. Okay. So for instance, you have oxygen. This is an atom, oxygen atom. By the time you now have something like 2 minus here, you see it has acquired a charge. It's no longer existing as an atom, but rather it's now existing as an ion. Okay. So let's come back to atoms. Discussing the structure of an atom. According to Rutherford, he said an atom is made up of a central portion which consists of your neutron and your proton. Then you have electrons revolving around it. This central portion is what it calls the nucleus. Okay, the nucleus is simply the central part of an atom, the central portion of an atom. That's what they call the nucleus. And inside of the nucleus, you have the neutron and the proton. Why the proton? The proton is positively charged, the electron is negatively charged, and your neutron is neutral. Like it has no charge. Okay, it's not positive, it's not negative. So it therefore means that an atom, we can either say that an atom is a neutral atom, all right, or an atom is negatively charged, or an atom itself is positively charged. When do you say that an atom is neutral? When do you say that an atom is a neutral atom? Now, for an atom to be a neutral atom, it means that the number of electrons, please take note of this, please jot this down. If an atom is neutral, it means that the number of electrons is equal to the number of proton. Okay, every neutral atom has the same number of electron. Neutral atom, number of electron number equals to what? Proton number. Please take note of this. Take note of this. For every neutral atom, the number of electron, that is this electron revolving around the nucleus, is equal to the number of proton. All right. So if you are having 6 electrons outside of this nucleus, and then you also have 6 protons, it means that atom is what? It's neutral. All right. It means if an atom is neutral, it means the atom is not negatively charged. The atom is not what? Positively charged. It's just a neutral atom. All right. It has no charge. So if an atom is neutral, it also means that there is a tendency that an atom can also become negatively charged or positively charged. And when do we say that an atom is positively charged? An atom is positively charged when the number of protons, remember that proton is positively charged. Okay, for an atom to be positively charged, for us to have a positively charged atom, it means that the number of proton equals the number of proton exceeds the number of electron. So we have more protons and few electrons in that atom. So for that reason, we now say, or we can conclude that the atom is positively charged since the charge dominating is positive, which is proton. And on the other hand, for an atom to be negatively charged, it means that the number of electron is greater than what? The number of what? Proton. So, in essence, all I am trying to say is that for positively charged atom, for a positive atom, we have electron number or proton number. Proton to be lesser than what? Proton number to be less than electron number. And for a negatively charged atom, it means that proton number is lesser than sorry, this is greater, is lesser than what? Electron number. Take note of this. For positively charged atom, proton number is greater than what? Electron number. And for negatively charged atom, proton number is lesser than what? Electron number. Why? For a neutral atom, neutral, it means proton number equals to what? Electron number. Take note of this. Proton number equals to electron. And some persons might be asking, what is this electron number we are talking about? What is this? I mean, the proton number we are talking about. For instance, I know you, of course, if I tell you to list the first 20 elements, you know what to do. You can list the first 20 elements for me. Number one is what? Hydrogen. Number two, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron. You know, there's this acronym I usually use in listing all of the first 20 elements. Some of you can list it off head, and some of you are still struggling to learn it. Please, it's very important that you know all of those things. Go and learn the first 20 elements. At least go and learn the first 20 elements. Be able to list them accordingly. Okay, I use this acronym. If I want to list them accordingly, he has light brain but cannot offer for 9 subjects. Many African students play soccer. Come and play. He has light brain. He there talks about hydrogen. He has, the next one talks about helium, light, lithium, light brain, beryllium, just like that. Okay, that is the acronym I use in listing the first 20 elements accordingly, according to their atomic number. Okay, so hydrogen being number 1, it means that the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. For hydrogen to be number 1, it means the atomic number of hydrogen is what? 1. And atomic number is also the same as proton number. Please take note, atomic number is also the same as proton number. Anywhere you hear atomic number, it is also the same as what? Proton number. And for neutral atom only, for neutral atom, the atomic number is the same as proton number, is the same as electron number for neutral atoms. Remember, I said something before that if you have a neutral atom, it means that the number of proton is equal to what? The number of electron. Okay, so for neutral atom, atomic number is the same as proton number, is the same as electron number. So if we are talking about oxygen, for instance, if I ask you what is the atomic number of oxygen, if you list the first 20 elements, what number does oxygen falls on? Okay, he has light brain but cannot offer. That is number 8. Offer is oxygen. Number 8. It therefore means that the atomic number of oxygen is 8. And if atomic number of oxygen is 8, it means proton number of oxygen is 8. And if oxygen is a neutral atom, it's not an ion now, okay? If oxygen is a neutral atom, it also means that the electron number is also what? Is also 8. Yes, for a neutral atom. Are we following? Am I too fast? I'm too fast. Just put that in the comment section. Sir, you're too fast. Next time when you're doing video, please be calming down. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so another thing I want to discuss is ions. Okay, let me talk about molecules a bit. Let me talk about molecules. For instance, if you have oxygen like this, now this is oxygen molecule, and now molecule comprised of atoms. Wait me now. Combination of atoms forms molecule. Now this oxygen is it comprises of 2 atoms. So this is one molecule of oxygen, which is the formation of what? The combination of 2 atoms of oxygen. And these 2 here, these 2 atoms of oxygen, that's what we call the atomicity. Okay, the atomicity. Now listen, it's what we call atomicity. Now atomicity is simply the number of atoms that is forming a molecule. The number of atoms that is forming a molecule. So for oxygen, this oxygen molecule, you're having 2 atoms of oxygen. So it means the atomicity of oxygen is 2. Why? Because we're having 2 atoms of oxygen forming one molecule here. All right. Another example is hydrogen. Hydrogen, you also have 2 atoms here. Hydrogen molecule, you also have 2 atoms of hydrogen forming one molecule of hydrogen. So the atomicity of hydrogen is what? 2. So like I said before, the definition of atomicity is simply the number of atoms forming one molecule of any substance or any species or any element at all. Okay, so if you have one, if an atom only has one, if a molecule only has one atom, all right, there are some molecules that only have one atom. Such molecule, you call them monoatomic. Mono, that is, it has one atom. Monoatomic molecules. Another one is if you have those ones having two atoms, like the case of oxygen and air, you call them diatomic molecules. Then the ones that have more than two, you call them polyatomic, like phosphorus and sulfur. You call them polyatomic molecules. Please take note. I want to believe you are jotting down. Okay, you are taking note of important points. All right. Another thing I want to bring our minds to in chemistry, talking about this topic, is how ions are formed. Okay, how ions are formed. How ions are formed.